are these people?
This is an interesting piece that I brought from Carey Wedler. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's an independent. I saw her on Slow News Day a few months ago. She's great. Misty adores her. She's one of her favorite people. She says that this is one of the people that's actually like keeping her sane. Carey disappeared for a while. She was heavy in the independent scene, very similar to me, almost like a Whitney Webb type. Did a lot of independent research and then had like a burnout, a meltdown, and flipped out and disappeared out of the space for a couple of years. And she wrote an article about, is the CIA finally going down? And I think it's really to try to wake up the MAGA people that are deluded by the fact that, you know, the changes are really just a reshuffling of the deck, and how it's not really a we're not really dismantling anything. How we're not really dismantling even the Defense Department. You know, this Pete Hegseth thing where Hegseth is ordering 40%, 8% cuts across the board. It's bullshit. They're just shifting the money. All right. So she writes this article. I think it's trolling MAGA. Is the CIA finally going down? Trump's new director of the quintessential deep state agency has received far less attention than his anti-establishment picks. And this is really a deep dive on the new CIA director, John Ratcliffe, and who he is. All right. Because many Americans rejoiced last week as anti-establishment icons RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard secured cabinet confirmations. Debatable whether they're anti-establishment icons, but okay. This week, many are cheering Kash Patel's Senate approval for FBI director. Between their rise to power and the flurry of headlines around Elon Musk's Doge, many Americans feel hopeful about the country's apparent new trajectory, which is insane. Many are celebrating that the deep state is finally going down because they're believing the lies being sold to them by the deep state. Interestingly, however, there is little conversation about Trump's pick to head the CIA, a quintessential deep state agency. John Ratcliffe has not received the same hype as Trump's perceived disruptive appointments. Unlike RFK Jr., Gabbard, and Patel, who built their reputations largely on opposing the established order, Ratcliffe falls much more in line with that establishment. So she talks about the Swamp 2.0, that Ratcliffe, who's an attorney, is an alumni of the the George Bush administration, the W. He may have lied about his accomplishments during his tenure. He was also a partner at a law firm founded by notorious Bush Attorney General John Ashcroft, who shamelessly peddled the Patriot Act when he was in power. Ashcroft even... Go ahead.
Sorry.
Ashcroft even spoke on Ratcliffe's behalf at the CIA confirmation hearing in January, lending him his profound support, which to me immediately should have been disqualifying. If John Ashcroft is behind you, you need to go. All right. Ratcliffe was a Texas congressman from 15 to 20, during which time he voted to reauthorize FISA's Section 702 warrantless surveillance. He also repeatedly voted to fund gargantuan military spending. This included the ongoing codification of the indefinite detention of U.S. citizens established during the Obama years. Thanks, Obama. He went on to serve as Director of National Intelligence toward the end of Trump's first term. During this time, he drew criticism for, among many things, impeding and possibly lying about the release of information regarding the Saudi state-sanctioned murder of Jamal Khashoggi, journalist.
Be rude.
While he challenged the prevailing establishment narratives about Trump and Russia and promoted the COVID lab leak theory after Trump left office, these are the only examples that Carey could find of a deviation from the status quo. More recently, Ratcliffe worked as a senior advisor for a firm called American Global Strategies. AGS, among other services, helps clients, quote, devise strategies for navigating United States government processes, policies, and regulations. They serve clients.
what's there to fucking navigate? First of all, what is it, like a map? We gonna get lost in Chuck E. Cheese if
knowing who to contact for procurement and that type of stuff is certainly it's a web.
Sure.
They serve
navigating
clients
the United States healthcare system. Sorry.
We're navigating the healthcare system. Dude, I remember that. That's a great episode.
Yeah, it is.
South Park.
Anyway.
They serve so AGS serves clients in defense, aerospace, automotive, maritime, technology, energy, finance, and private equity. In other words, some of the most politically entrenched industries. Okay, the firm's leadership embodies the insidious relationship between government and the private sector. In one example, the CEO worked in the first Trump administration and currently consults for Ballard, a corporate lobbying firm that previously employed Susie Wiles, who's Trump's current chief of staff. There's conflicts of interest all over the place. He's also a member of a military-industrial complex trade group, of course. So, of course, Ratcliffe is neocon approved. Despite much of Trump's anti-establishment rhetoric, Ratcliffe is anything but. Last year, he criticized the wildly pro-Israel Biden administration for not supporting Israel enough. He also called out Biden for not supporting Ukraine early enough. Right. Further, Ratcliffe highlights largely the same threats the establishment does: Iran, China, and North Korea, to name a few. I'm guessing he'll throw Mexico and Venezuela in there too. Probably Cuba.
Oh, Mexico.
Unsurprisingly, former Trump-appointed CIA Director Mike douchebag Pompeo advocated for Ratcliffe's nomination. So you've got all the worst people in the world lining up to support him, and of course, he was confirmed. Pompeo is also known for his staunch neoconservatism and alleged plan to assassinate Julian Assange while heading the CIA himself. Quote, John Ratcliffe is the right person to lead the CIA to gather and share intelligence and protect us from threats. An outstanding selection for CIA, Pompeo tweeted upon the news of the nomination in November. As one commentator replied, oh, hell, you like him? We're fucked.
We're fucked.
I think that's the commentator. No, it's not. It's this one. It's Colleen. Kathleen Colleen. All right, back to the article. This is not exactly the disruptor that so many are celebrating in Kennedy and Gabbard and Patel, who all have their own hypocrisies, and she's done pieces on them. Unlike these establishment personalities, Ratcliffe handily won the anti-establishment people. Ratcliffe handily won the confirmation vote with 72 to 26, earning approval from numerous Democrats because they're all part of a uniparty. Very little news has come out of CIA since Trump took office, though there is reportedly a buyout offer intended to help reshape the agency around Trump's national security policies and priorities. This buyout suggests to the MAGA base that Ratcliffe is on their side and has a plan to challenge the dark forces trying to undermine the president and his crusade. It's
and
just
this is the Ratcliffe that, like, Harry Potter, right? No?
No, that's
Ratcliffe?
That's Daniel Radcliffe with a D.
Gotcha.
No.
So anyway,
no.
Back to this Ratfuck guy. What?
No Expelliarmus.
What about Ratfuck?
Yes, his name is John Ratfuck. That's right. It's just not clear that the plan and crusade are consistent with dismantling the power and reach of shadowy government agencies that have long evaded accountability, because they need those. Is this a shakeup or is it status quo? It's not just Ratcliffe's track record in Congress, neocon Pompeo's blessing, or his time at AGS that cast doubt into his trustworthiness. That's not even enough. During his confirmation hearing for Director of National Intelligence, he refused to disavow the use of torture. During his CIA hearing, he reaffirmed his support for FISA Section 702, which the CIA employs. And in the same hearing, he asserted the CIA needs to be active in the war on drugs and the border crisis. So there's the Mexico angle and Venezuela, echoing the Trump administration's aggressive stance on cartels and border security. Indeed, it was reported this week that CIA is now flying surveillance drones over Mexico at the apparent request of Mexico's president, who's cooperated with Trump over tariff threats. They got Scheinbaum in line. Now she's in Linebaum. Come on, that's funny.
Don't let your light shine down.
She's Claudia, get in Linebaum. All right. This hardline support for Israel and accompanying saber-rattling about Iran cast further doubt on the likelihood that the new CIA director is a threat to the established order. It also aligns with many of Trump's appointments and the president himself, by the way. So again, Swamp 2.0, here's the swamp of the future. Ratfuck's appointment also signals a new frontier in governance that aligns with Trump's partnerships with technocratic oligarchs who are going all in on military-industrial profiteering. Per official disclosures, after concluding his stint as Trump's DNI, Ratfuck worked in an advisory role for multiple artificial intelligence companies that contract with the U.S. government. I wonder if the military was involved there. In return, The Intercept reported he received stock options he promised to sell before taking over CIA. So he's going to cash out and become a multimillionaire and probably buy Bitcoin with it because he knows that the Trump administration is about to pump Bitcoin and create a strategic Bitcoin reserve and become a multimillionaire.
I'm going to come.
I might too. The companies that he advised include Latent. Latent is currently contracting with the U.S. Navy. Arctop is a cognition company that's currently studying the brain activity of Air Force cadets in training. And Shield AI, which is contracting with the Air Force to enable swarms of drones and aircraft to operate autonomously without GPS communications or a pilot. With a project called HiveMind. I believe this reminded me of Reef and Colin did a segment about an AI drone, and Colin was absolutely freaked out. The look on his face when they send the drone and it explodes right in the dummy's forehead, blowing his head off, and Colin's eyes jump to Beetlejuice level opening. Oh my God. It was so damn funny and frightening. So he's investing in these AI technologies. He's vowed not to make decisions at CIA that involve contractors noted in his disclosures.
I smell Anduril coming. I smell that Anduril. Delicious smell of Anduril. Palantir, yes. Zantac the Wise sees you through his Palantir. Yeah.
But his broader belief in the role of AI in government, this is important. His broader belief in the role of AI in government is on its own a cause for concern. As with the continuance of revolving door dynamics, this is a perpetuation of the agency's pre-existing priority of incorporating artificial intelligence. Some might protest, like you do. Some might protest that Ratcliffe will answer to Gabbard, which will keep him in line. However, she flip-flopped on 702, at least ahead of and during her confirmation hearings. She went from calling Trump Saudi Arabia's bitch and condemning his warmongering to falling in line and excusing his neocon-riddled first term. I, for one, am not counting...
Everybody be clout chasing.
Redman, man. Go hook up Newark's Redman. I, for one, Carey, for one, and I with her, am not counting on her integrity to rein in the CIA. No. It's wholly understandable that people feel hopeful at the changing of the guard. While it appears on the surface that a great transformation for the better is occurring, it is vital to stay vigilant and critical. Amen. The authoritarian technocracy continues to advance at the same time as restrictions on speech, continued militarism, and business-as-usual corporatism, alongside a never-ending onslaught of MAGA sycophants binding themselves to this reality, plus the inclusion and adoption and rapid implementation of AI, which we know has tons of slop and garbage in. It's a serious problem that nobody wants to address. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So shout out to Carey Wedler. That's a kick-ass. That was a kick-ass article. You can follow her.
What a crowd.
Follow her on Twitter. What's her Twitter handle? Hang on, Carey. I think it's just at Carey Wedler. Carey _ Wedler. Carey CAREY _ Wedler WEDLER. Go give her a follow on Twitter. She's great. I would like to make an appeal to everyone. If you are able and are of means, please support the media you want to see. These people already have. Thank you so much to everybody who has supported and tipped us and hooked us up. This week, I remember clearly Charlie Mack on Friday night, as well as Sean, definitely hooked us up. We got some PayPals on. Ooh, I get an echo on Wednesday night from INA News. So thank you to everyone. Natalie Brunel, I know she gave, I believe she gave $20 over on Cash App. So cash.app/$Indie News Network, co-fi.com/Indie News Network, paypal.me/Indie News Network, and INNnewsletter.com are the ways to support it that are the least way to have fees go and the most money to actually put into our pockets. YouTube doesn't like it when we do that. Please, if you can, support the channels, tip us, hook us up with a couple of bucks. Reef needs some weed money. I just got a mic stand. It's so crazy. I've been doing this so long, and my mic has always sat on my desk. And finally, I broke down and I said, "All right, I'm gonna get one of those like kind of arms that clamps to the side of the desk and free up the space." I wouldn't say that, but it's not a terribly expensive product, and it's really funny that the
money is there.
It is, and that's what's funny, because that's why you guys hook us up with that so that we can do things like that, and thank you for that. Because yes, we need to purchase equipment and to cover our costs for the year. That's what we're trying to do, is cover our costs of streaming and of producing all the thumbnails and all the creative graphics. If you are able to at a means, please tip your streamers, hook up INN, help us cover our expenses for the year, and do some really cool stuff. We want to send Jett to Third Eye Carnival in April. We're going to see if we can make that happen, or they may schedule another Third Eye Carnival later on in the year closer to him, an event that he can more easily attend. Third Eye Carnival is a weekend camping trip hangout where there are podcasters, musicians, comedians all come together to discuss what's really happening out there, and then solutions on how do we move forward together to opt out of the system and do some cool stuff, outside of the Zionist control. So we get censored for stuff like this. We got demonetized for stuff like this. So please, if you are able to, hook us up somewhere else other than on YouTube. The ways to do that are Cash App, Ko-fi, PayPal, and at INNnewsletter.com. You can do so with a one-time, monthly, or even an annual support over at INN Newsletter. Everybody on that board already has, and we love them deeply for it. Thank you so much, really, for all of the support that we get. We cannot do this without you. We are solely user-funded. We do not have promo codes. We do not do ad reads. We do not do sponsorships. We are here because we feel like that is potentially compromising. If you are, hesitant to criticize somebody that an advertiser might like, or criticize an advertiser directly, or criticize, there's just a lot of potential conflicts of interest that can be brought up by doing the sponsorship thing, which is why we feel like, to have the ultimate integrity, you need to be doing this solely user-funded. Otherwise, you're going to, at some point, have somebody turn to you and tell you they don't like the way that you're covering something and insist that you not cover something or whatever it is. And we've seen that repeatedly. We've seen people have blind spots because there are people that they like that have big gaps and big inconsistencies and big conflicts of interest, and just kind of look the other way and not discuss it, let other people discuss it, and not necessarily defend it, but also not go hard on things that we know that they would ordinarily go hard on. And I don't want to see that happen here. So that's why we need you to help keep us honest so that we can help keep everybody else honest. Because we say fuck the CIA, we get demonetized on YouTube. And these amazing people have already helped out our channel. They have tipped their streamers and supported the media they want to see. And we love them and appreciate them for it. That's why they're on our wall of fame. You can join them by supporting at Cash App, $ Indie News Network, ko-fi.com/Indie News Network, paypal.me/Indie News Network, and at innnewsletter.com, where you can subscribe monthly or on an annual basis.
Support independent media, like he said.
Yeah, how about that? We need more than ever.
You said that already, right?
Labels are bad. Stay independent.
No one knows what they're doing. Everything is getting worse. Some people deserve to die. Your money is worthless. No one is properly dressed. At least one of your children will disappoint you. The system is rigged. Your house will never be completely clean. All teachers are incompetent. There are people who really dislike you. Nothing is as good as it seems. Things don't last. No one is paying attention. The country is dying. God doesn't care. Shh.
Support independent media, everyone. We just fucking lost the stream.
Can't keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. Why play civil if you won't listen to 50,000 dead? And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. No, I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen. What's more American than slaying your oppressors? What's more American than liberty or death first? God, I thought we were founded on abolishing the tyranny of those who would starve a village all to live empirically. And I regret that I have only one life to give for my cause now that I can see the cause so clearly. See, I want our leaders, regardless of party, to fear me.